Hey Eurovision fans, 23 countries just performed in the London Eurovision pre-party. I'm going to give you my analysis and review of all 23 acts and talk about how this could affect some of the results that we get in Basel. So let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So the London pre-party happened yesterday, which was Sunday. 23 of the 37 artists competing this year performed at the London pre-party. In case you didn't see, I already did like a pretty big, gigantic 1 hour review of the Eurovision and concert pre-party in Amsterdam. This video is going to be shorter. Obviously, anyone I already talked about in that video, I'm going to make it much more concise. We do have a couple of new people who performed as well. But yes, I'm not doing another 1 hour video. I'm going to aim to have this under 20 minutes if I can. I got to give a shout out to Timeless Dream State and JB Trip Reports for publishing videos about this. It was much harder to find videos of this than it was for Eurovision and concert. So I had to use these two accounts to see the actual performances, to do my reviews. I'm not going to show any of the performances because I don't want to get bogged down by copyright. I'm going to do the same thing and just put a picture up if I can. Okay, so 23 countries in total. No Germany. Tina needs to rest her voice. I believe she's been having some problems with laryngitis. I totally agree with that decision. She needs to rest up as much as possible. Really prioritize that she's able to perform properly when it comes to rehearsal. So yeah, really wise decision by her. So first up, headlining, we have Remember Monday for UK. Another flawless performance. These girls are so professional on stage. They move perfectly, they harmonize, they've got a great connection. I think they genuinely like each other. That used to be a big thing with girl groups, is like, do they actually like each other or not? I genuinely think that these three people are really close, good friends. The whole performance is so well rehearsed and choreographed, but it doesn't look choreographed. It just flows really wonderfully and they're in sync with each other. It actually made me think a little bit of Grazula, I can never say his name, from Melfest this year, who also kind of had this like 80s, 90s Queen Live Aid vibe. I think that the UK delegation should be looking at that a little bit because Grazula's staging in Melfest was really fantastic. And it had that kind of like stadium rock anthemic feel. So I think the UK should be borrowing a couple of ideas from that, because I think if they can get that mood as well, this could really pop. I still think this is a bit of a wild card that could do better than people think. It could also flop, but it's got that exciting will it, won't it aspect to it. Okay, next up, let's talk about someone who wasn't at Eurovision and Concert Netherlands because they had another concert they had to do, and that is Kai from Sweden. So professional on stage. You expect the Melfest winner to be super professional. You could almost argue that that's what Melfest is. It is like a vetting process so that the winner is always going to be super slick, awesome on stage, sending a really well put together package. Remember, these guys have been together since 2009. They are high school buddies who've also been working for such a long period. And you can just see that on stage. They're so at ease. There's a flow. They interact beautifully. They're just super professional. We got some beautiful boreal forest LEDs, which I really loved. I think they started kind of wintry and then they went a little bit warmer tones. Kind of reminded me a little bit actually of Salvador Sobral, who also had like a forest going on with, I think, some fairies dotted around. So I really love that mood. It kind of transports you into their sauna forest world. But yeah, vocals were great. Choreography is wonderful. They hit everything. They're going to perform this really well when it comes to Basel. They need to get rid of one dancer, and I believe they need to change the sauna prop. I think it needs to be a little bit smaller, and I think they have to flip it over themselves. I think someone told me that as well. Maybe the dancers will be able to help them flip it over, but they're going to have to earn their money on stage. Overall, though, they gave a really great show. This is a super slick package. Speaking of super slick packages, I have some exciting news for the channel, and that is that we have our first ever partnership going forward until the end of Eurovision. And that is with Airalo eSIM. So in case you don't know what an eSIM is, it's a virtual SIM card that you can download onto your phone before you travel so that you can stay connected while you're on the road. So if, for example, you are a lucky duck and you're going to the Madrid pre-party this weekend, I'm very jealous. I went to it last year. It's awesome. All you need to do is click on my special link in the description, download the Airalo app, and then you can use my discount code EurovisionTom3 to get $3 off your first eSIM. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to show you what to do. Search for the country. So if you're going to the Madrid pre-party next week, and you can get packages of different sizes. So 1 gig, 2 gigabytes, 3. So for example, let me choose the 10 gigabyte pack. and I can add on top-ups as well. So I don't need to worry if I run out, I can just add on more. So you can stay in touch with everyone and show them the Eurovision adventure that you're having. So this is such an epic travel hack. You don't need to worry about finding a SIM card when you arrive on your holiday. You also don't need to worry about losing your SIM card on holiday, which I've done before as well. You just install the eSIM before you take off and then activate it when you land, and you're connected in a couple of clicks. It is so freaking convenient. They've got coverage in 200 regions all over the world. So you're covered if you go to the Madrid pre-party, you're covered if you're going to Basel. So download the app using my super special link. Use my code EurovisionTom3 to get $3 off your first ever eSIM. And then when you've got it, you can text me. Massive shout out to Airalo for sponsoring this video. It makes a huge difference to smaller content creators like me. And it's also super cool for you as well, because it means I can turn off ads on this video. So you can watch the rest of the video with no more ads. Woo! Okay, next up, let's talk about Erika Wikman from Finland. So she was wearing another new outfit here, which I actually kind of liked. She had like a leather knickers on. I don't know how to describe it. It reminded me a little bit of a sumo outfit, but I thought this looked really, really cool. I think she's definitely going for like a black leather theme with some studs on it, which I really like. One of the things I really realized watching this is how big the song is and how you need a really big performer to pull it off. And she does that. I think if you gave this song to other people, it just wouldn't work. I think the song would smother them. They wouldn't be able to live up to the super big character that you need to have on stage. So full credit to Erika, because very few people can pull this off, but she can. And she's such a boss on stage, and this song needs a boss. So this was my main thing from watching the London party, was what a boss she was. Basically, not much of a like massive epiphany, but I definitely have a big appreciation for Erika. Next up, let's talk about Austria. It's JJ. So on my last video, I asked for clarification. What is happening with the last 30 seconds of the song? A lot of people were reassuring me that he doesn't need to sing. He can use the backing track. It's like a vocoded version of his voice. And a couple of people pointed out to me very appropriately that this is what Noah Carell did. She also didn't have any singing for the last 30 seconds so that she could do her dance break. And JJ, I think, is the same thing. So he really does have the last 30, 40 seconds totally free to move around and do what he wants. I think he's going to sing some ad-libs, wasted, wasted, while that's going on in the background. But this is really freeing for him and Sergio Hayen in terms of designing the staging, that he can move around or do something. Or I've heard some people saying that he might do something with water. He could fall into water or something, because he doesn't really need to sing that much anymore. So this makes me excited for the last 30 seconds, which I think is going to be a really key thing in this performance to finish with a massive bang. I think this might be a little bit controversial as well. I think some people aren't going to be happy about the fact that he might not be singing a lot in the last 30 seconds. This is a debate that goes on every year, about backing vocals, etc. Other than that, his performance was good. He was wearing some streetwear. I presume he's going to be wearing something a little bit more chic in the actual performance. So streetwear is fine for the pre-parties, but actually in Basel we want something a little bit more wow. So I'm super curious about his outfit. What decision are they going to make for that? Okay, next up, let's talk about Malta. It's Mariana Conte. She's really gaining in confidence. Watching her performance, she looks so much more comfortable on stage. She's owning the stage more and more. Kind of similar to Erika Wikman's song in that you have to really have a boss energy on stage to pull this off. And I felt some moments in the Malta Song Contest she was a little bit shy or nervous. And now I'm just getting like ownership. She's owning the stage. She's totally feeding off the energy. This is someone who I think is really benefiting from being on the pre-party circuit, because she's getting more experience, more confidence. And then we had a really, really lovely moment at the end where Sisal from Denmark, Marco from Croatia, Gojo from Australia, and look, almost got them all in a row. Who's the last one? JJ from Austria. All came on stage with her, and all 5 of them were bouncing on the Swiss bulls. So iconic. I think these are some of her backstage besties, but really, really nice to see this camaraderie amongst the acts. I think this is one of the really nice things we see every year, is like the class of 2025 coming together, making new friendships, new collaborations is really, really sweet to see. So yeah, I'm feeling more and more confident on this, because one of the big selling points is her delivering, and she's turning into FedEx because she's delivering quite reliably. Next, speaking of people who deliver quite reliably, let's talk about Melody from Spain. I feel like Spain and Albania are the 2 countries that I can't talk about without getting into trouble, no matter what I say. Again, really, really great performance from her. She's super professional. We get some nice close-ups of her dress. So again, she started off in this trench coat, and then she revealed into this glittery red sequin dress, which looked really, really super cool. Loved how it sparkled and shined. I think we're seeing a lot of what the staging is going to be in Basel. I think it's going to be this reveal. We saw the same choreography and LEDs that we had in Eurovision and concerts. Again, really solid performance. She's so reliable. I expect her to perform this perfectly 99 times out of 100. I'll say 100 because if I say 99, people will leave me angry messages. My God, she's always perfect. Everything about her is perfect from midnight until the next midnight. Yeah, I wonder what outfit she's going to wear at the end. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a reveal. Either way. Okay, let's just get all the controversy over and done with in one go. It's Albania. I love this entry, but I can't speak about it without getting into trouble. We had another different outfit from Beatrice. This one, I don't know if I liked it as much. You know, previously we saw she had like a red feather boa thing going on, which I thought looked really cool. The music video looked a little bit more traditional, like Yonida Maliki. This was a little bit shorter dress. I don't know if I like this one the most, but I like that Beatrice is trying out different outfits, which makes me think that the final outfit's going to be a secret and even more glam and even better than all the rest. Kole did something different on the stage this time. He was behind the decks, which was interesting, and he had his shades on. And then he came forward to do his verse, and then he went back behind the decks again. I'm currently obsessed with the music video concept of him reading the newspaper. I think him sitting in like an old-fashioned leather chair, reading the newspaper as kind of like this ominous figure in the background, and then coming up to do his verse would be a super, super cool moment. I don't know how they'd end though. Would he go back to the chair and read the newspaper again? Or would he go stand in a silhouette or something? But I'm starting to think now if they come up with a really cool idea for Kole's part, it's just going to look super, super atmospheric and cool. Really great storytelling on stage. So Beatrice is perfection as she always is. She's so confident. LEDs were kind of like black and orange, which I thought was really cool with these like kind of bursting circular flames. Another solid performance for Albania. Okay, next up is Poland. Another really great performance for Justina. Nothing really new here. I think they're pretty happy with what they've got. I don't blame them. I think it's a great package. Looks pretty much the exact same as Eurovision in concert. Tried a couple of poses actually. I don't remember them doing the poses in Amsterdam. So I like this moment, this kind of like tableau where she's leaning back. That was super cool. I don't really have much to add. If you want to know my full opinions on this, check out the Eurovision concert video. Also, my semi-final one qualifier prediction video I just published as well. And I talk about that there as well. I can't speak today. Oh my God. Okay, next up is Norway. It's Kyle Alessandro singing Lighter. I think he's getting more confident. I saw him doing a little bit of crowd work in the video I watched. Someone told me that he's traveling only with his dad. You know, because if we think about a lot of the dancey access here, Czechia's got dancers, Poland's got dancers, Spain's got dancers. Are they the only or one of the only songs which has dancers which hasn't bought them? And I think that's a testament to the fact that NRK's budget has been reduced in the last couple of years. Remember, there were no semi-finals this year. And that part of that was because of the budget. I believe it's literally just him and his father traveling right now. He still owns the stage though. I actually think that's probably pretty good training for him because he's having to go on stage and do the dance break on his own and carry the song on his own. And when he gets to Basel and he has 4 other dancers supporting him, it's probably going to be like, whoa, this is so easy. I was doing it all on my own and now I've got extra people helping me. This is so wonderful. Also super impressive, his cardio. Like I'm out of breath just talking about this pre-party. Kyle is dancing, hitting the dance breaks and then hitting the big notes. It's so impressive to hit those big notes after having just done some cardio jumping around the stage. So he's a real super talent. I'm rooting for him like crazy. Yeah, I just hope that he gets the full support from NRK because I just don't know if they can put as much into the budget as maybe they could have in previous years. But great to see he's getting so much support from the fans and also from the other contestants. Okay, next up is Denmark. It's Sissal. She was also giving us a little bit of a melody moment. She came out in a trench coat. Really reminded me of Jennifer Coolidge, and then she revealed that into the outfit she was wearing from Dansk MGP. This has so much fan support. I'm really seeing this kind of rising support for Sissal, wanting her to break this 4 non-qualification streak for Denmark. I just posted on Twitter, if you really are a super stan of Sissal, you need to go to this tri-border area where 3 semi-final 2 countries are voting to vote for your girl. She needs your help. No excuses. If there's no coverage in this place, you need to get Starlink or a landline. But yeah, I'm seeing support rising for her, and this could be somebody who qualifies from this rising fan support. I think every year there's like maybe 1 or 2 people who get through because the fan swell is really, really big. I think it's possible for Eurofans to affect semi-final results in the way that they can't affect the final results because there's too many casuals. Don't forget, I'm going to be doing my semi-final 2 prediction video soon. Am I going to put Sasal in or out? You're going to have to wait and see. I will try and have that video done by the end of this week. Okay, next up is Belgium, Red Sebastian. I don't know why I'm just still not fully there in the same way that everyone else is. He's a great singer. I'm just not getting the characterization on stage. Really good contrast with Sasal, Erika Wiekman, and Mariana Conte, who are just owning the stage. I'm not feeling that confidence on the stage from Red Sebastian yet. I'm not getting who the character is. I think some of it has to do with his styling. They always put him in these kind of like baggy hoodies and whatnot. I just don't know if I'm getting a character from it. There's something I was just watching. I was like, this is just not clicking for me. I'm not getting the person from it. I don't know if he needs to work with someone to just give him like an on-stage persona. You know, a lot of musicians have their alter egos. I don't know if he needs... I think Red Sebastian might already be his alter ego. Maybe he needs a new alter ego. I just want to feel more character on stage. I'm not getting it right now. I'm a little bit worried for him. I really don't want him to non-qualify on his mother-loving birthday. That would suck. But a lot of people in the community are still super confident in this. I think he's still 7th in the odds to win. You know, being 7th in the odds to win doesn't mean that you're going to qualify. You know, Musty was pretty high as well. DJ Bobo from Switzerland was number 1 in the winning odds when he didn't qualify. So it doesn't give you protection. Still rooting for him though. He seems to be like a really nice guy. Next up is Czechia. It's Adonis. Wonderful again. I'm absolutely dying to see his outfit. I'm actually really curious about his outfit, JJ's outfit. Who's the other person? And Beatrice's outfit. Those are like my top 3 anticipated outfits for Eurovision. Yeah, really fantastic. He had 2 dances with him this time. London is one of his hometowns, so I think he was quite comfortable there. Freaked me out a little bit, which was when he was getting into the dance break. He had like kind of like a very snazzy looking boiler suit on, and they had to take the sleeves off. And there was a little bit of a moment where they couldn't pull the sleeves down, and I was starting to panic. It reminded me of last year with Nebulosa. The dancer on the left in the dress rehearsal couldn't take his pants off to show his butt. And I remember watching that dress rehearsal with my hands over my head, just panicking because he really couldn't get it off. And like, he was standing there for 20, 30 seconds trying to get his pants off, and it totally ruined the performance. And I remember thinking, my God, thank God this happened in the dress rehearsal and not in the actual show. So I'm praying that they aren't going to give Adonis some sort of clothes that he needs to take off before the dance break, because I don't want anything to get stuck. So I'm hoping that they're picking an outfit that is super cool, but very functional. We stand a functional outfit. Still super wow. I think this is a bit of a dark horse. I might do a dark horse segment in my winner video. I'll see how much time I've got. Next up is Australia. It's Gojo. I already spoke about this a lot in Amsterdam. Still super slick. I feel like this could be a little bit of a casual sleeper hit. I think that the community might be sleeping on this a tiny bit. I love his bodacious, off-balance, slightly dodgy car salesman character that he has on stage. This is a really good example of characterization. I think Red Sebastian needs to tap into this thing. I'm not saying you should copy Australia, but this is the confidence, personality I need to see on stage. Next up is Lithuania. It's Catharsis. Wait. The flag was upside down. Next up is Lithuania. It's Catharsis. Emilia's back. Somebody told me that she wasn't in Eurovision concert because she was with her other band. She's been cheating on them with another band, and she's back. Only real new thing here was that they had different outfits that were all different. I actually quite like when they had a theme in their clothes. Not completely matchy-matchy. I would like some customization between each one. But I liked in Eurovision.lt that there was like a connecting thread for all 4 of them. I hope that this isn't the styling they're going for in Basel. But other than that, really solid performance. Not much new to add. Next up is San Marino. This is Gabri Ponti. Now, this did actually have quite a lot of new stuff. It seemed like he'd like got in touch with some circus performers, because we had 2 ladies coming on and they were doing tricks with like electric fans and electric batons, which was kind of cool. And then when they went off, a guy came on and he was doing tricks as well with like a lightsaber. And then I think the ladies had Venetian masks on. Maybe. Someone tell me, are those Venetian masks or not? I remember when I was in Venice, I saw a lot of shops selling these type of masks. So that's kind of cool, like extra level, trying out something new. I don't think it's going to work if it's Gabri Ponti behind decks. So I like that they're trying some new stuff. The 3 guys who are actually singing the song, I believe, with the face mask thing on, that's fine. I don't think that's enough staging. So bring on some extra entertainment, gives it a little bit more of like a party circus jump up and down feel. So I like that they're trying new things. Also, San Marino being able to afford 7 people to go to London is, where's the money coming from, babe? Don't ask any questions. You might not wake up in the morning. Okay, next up is Ireland. It is Emmy. Really interesting change here. We had 2 topless male dancers. That sounds bad. Let me explain why that's an interesting change. In the music video, I'm sorry, the quality of the dancers isn't good. When I was watching this performance, I actually thought it was new choreography. I looked at the choreography and I specifically went back to the music video to compare and see, is this new choreography or not? I don't think it is. I think it's just better dancers. And it has such a big effect that I actually thought the choreography was new, because these dancers were so much more powerful, so much more hard hitting. They were able to complete the move. And there's one bit where it's like a gravity free, where they like bend backwards, kind of Matrix style. If you look at the music video, it looks so lame, but with these dancers look better. So quality of dancers is really, really important. Sorry, but a good dancer is going to be able to hit all of the marks in that quick timing, where someone who just doesn't have the power or the strength is not going to be able to complete the move. They're going to have to reduce the size of the movement or make it slower, and it just doesn't look as clean. So I just hope that when we get to Basel, we've got some really good dancers who can hit every single mark perfectly. That's what we need. We kind like some of the dances in the video, it looked like high school performances, sorry. Next up is Serbia. It's Prince. He's incredible. He really, really, really is. Like if Serbia ends up qualifying, it'll definitely be partly down to his very strong live vocal. His presence on stage is very immersive. He really, really gets into the moment. He believes in this package. And, it's not the best song, but he's absolutely selling it. He had a new kind of cream suit on. The visual wise, we had some kind of like water droplets and whatnot. I don't think he's enough to qualify this. I think the delegation needs to help him out with some really, really cool mood and atmosphere. Again, will this qualify or not? I'll talk about it in my semi-final 2 prediction video. Okay, and next up is Croatia. It's Marko. Super popular with the fan media. Everyone I know who's met him has said that he's super, super lovely. One of the most popular people this year. And he's been getting such a hard time from a lot of the media because he recently came out. I believe there aren't that many artists in the Balkans who are openly out. So really, really brave of him. Totally has my 100% support. I really, really hope he can turn things around. On stage, he's really giving it his all. His vocals sound much better. Look, this is a tricky one. Like I said in my semi-final 1 prediction video, the delegation needs to step up. This is a great opportunity for them to show we're a really good delegation. We're able to qualify this. I don't think Marko can do it on his own, but I'm really rooting for him. Lovely person. And he was on stage with Mariana bouncing on those balls. Okay, next up is Laura Thorne for Luxembourg. In my video for Netherlands, I didn't like the LEDs. These LEDs are better. Look, I have a bit of a thing about neon pink and blue, but this worked better. She had some like neon pink and it kind of looked like vintage, nostalgia, old school, which I think fits with the song. So really, really happy to see better LEDs. Her performance is good. She hit some big notes. Interestingly, I posted on Twitter, we've had someone who's a borderline qualifier and ended up being top 7. In 2023, it was Gustav. In 2024, it was Bambithod. Are we going to have that again this year? And quite a few people were putting in Luxembourg as one of their potential ones. So I don't think that's impossible. It has such a broad appeal. If they nail this, this can really, really, really work, but it could also flop. By the way, the other people who really were popular in that poll were Denmark. And there's one more I'm just about to talk with as well. They were like the 3 main people who were mentioned. But yeah, I'm really, really rooting for Laura. I hope that she can deliver. Next up is Clement for Slovenia. Nothing really new to add on this. One thing I'll say is styling wise, he's wearing denim with some bling on it. I think this is a really hard one to stage because if they go like really cool, avant-garde, very chic, the song is very vulnerable and real. And I don't know if that would work with the theme of the song. So they need something that's a little bit more down to earth or humble. But then if they go like denim with bling on it, it looks too simple. So I actually think this is a tough one to style. I'll be very interested to see what they pick in the end. They need to pick something that looks chic, but also humble. How do you do that? Where's the midpoint? So I'll be curious to see what he's wearing in Basel. Other than that though, decent performance. Next up is Montenegro, who I will be talking about in my semi-final 2 video as well. This opening 20 seconds instrumental is going to be vital. Absolutely vital. I was noticing as I was watching the performance, because on stage, obviously, there's not that much she can do. She's kind of walking around, hey everyone, I'm here. I'm waiting for my song to start. It made me really realize that the Montenegro delegation needs to make sure that opening 20 seconds pops. Because if it's just sleepy snoozing, they're going to lose people before the song even starts. So this is theoretically, they could turn that 20 seconds into something incredible. I think they need to go for some super risky camera angles, do something really daring, and I dare say never seen before. That's the theme this year of delegations, is saying that their staging will be never seen before. But yes, they really need to manage the opening 20 seconds of the song. Nina's fantastic. She'll give as good a performance as possible. I'll talk about that more in my semi-final 2 video. Okay, 2 countries left. Let's talk about Latvia. Tautometas. Burman Lamy. I might as well say it since I practiced the pronunciation so much. They had a really cute new thing where they had a light in their hand, which I really liked. All 6 of them had a light. Totally fits in with the song, this theme of hope, having the hope in their hand. And also, the song has such a folky, fairy feel that I feel like having these lights reminds me of fairies in a forest. I think it fits perfectly. I think they should totally use that in Eurovision. I thought it was a really cool idea when I saw it. I was like, ah! And then they can also have a moment where they reveal them all 6 at a time or something. That could be wonderful. My concern with this is the choreography. When they're all doing different things, it looks amazing. It looks like 6 wisps dancing through a forest. But when they all have the same movement, it looks like a high school performance. The first problem with that is it looks childish. It looks like high school. The second problem is even if one person is a teeny tiny bit out of sync, you notice it because all 6 are doing the same thing. One person is late or early. It sticks out like a sore thumb. If all 6 have different choreography, someone can be late and early, you're not even going to notice. Plus, it looks better. It's a win-win situation. So I really don't like the moments where all 6 of them are doing the same thing. That's the only thing I'm super worried about. But yeah, the light thing was wonderful. They're great on stage. They've got a real melancholy, cool fairy feel to them, and they all sing really well. Definitely rooting for Latvia to get 2 qualifications in a row. That last, but by no means least, is Vibe. Nothing really new here, to be honest. Again, a little bit out of sync with choreo sometimes. So their choreography switches on and off. There's sometimes when they're doing stuff in sync, and then the choreo ends, and then they freestyle and they walk around and they look much more free. The moments when they do have to be in sync wasn't always matching. So you need to be a little bit careful with that. If I was in the delegation and they were consistently not syncing, I would just say, F it, let's freestyle the whole thing. Like I said, you don't have to have matchy choreography. One person go up, one person goes down. You're not comparing 2 things side by side, so it works. Really, really rooting for these guys. Hopefully they got something super exciting for Basel, because the song's really exciting and a lot of people want to see these guys in the final. Okay, how did I do time-wise? Was that, I think it was under 20 minutes. It definitely wasn't an hour, I can see, because my timer says 43 minutes. Okay, that's what I thought about all of the 23 performances in the London Pre-Party. I'm not going to give winners and losers because I already did that in my Netherlands video. But like, I will say I was really impressed by Mariana Conte. I can just see her confidence growing. Some exciting new ideas for San Marino as well that they can maybe do. Ireland, better dancers, really has a big impact. We've got to have quality dancers. Shout out to Kyle for doing all of this on his own. Really, really impressive guy. Kai, looking super slick. I'm looking at all my magnets. I'm just worried about Belgium. Yeah. Hopefully it'll all come together in Basel, but I'm just a little bit worried. Okay, anyway, that's what I thought about London Pre-Party. Thank you so much to Airalo for sponsoring this episode. It's so awesome having a sponsor. It really helps out the HP of the channel. Please use my special super duper link in the description down below. Thank you to those who've been supporting on PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave a QR code here and a link in the description. And thank you to all my patrons for patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can get loads of cool super duper stuff. Go check it out if you're a fan. But thank you so much just for being here. I'm seeing another Eurovision analysis video very, very, very soon. Goodbye.